my first fight with him, he came to me. He had a partially torn Achilles, and so that was right before his Angulo fight back in like Oklahoma City. And we had about 10, 12 weeks to prepare with a partially torn Achilles. And so I did a full assessment. His balance was horrible. His foot intrinsics, so like his feet were all kind of pointing in different directions. The toes were all weird. His balance was horrible, core, everything.
I guarantee you by the time I'm finished, I'm gonna be one of the greatest fighters of all time.
So today is a special day. We just got the Ring magazine, and guess who's on the cover? It's been a long time coming, man. I've been professional now 12 years. I've been boxing 25 years. You can see all the work I've done, and I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for everything I've done in my career. I'm very grateful for my people that have been around me.
I think he is an all-time great already in here and in here. So now he just got to show it. I think he's been building the right building blocks. I think he already has one of the better resumes in boxing. And I think this is the perfect time and perfect opportunity to show people what greatness looks like and how greatness is being manufactured and how greatness is being.
64 days to go. 10 more seconds. It's always you against yourself, baby. It's the morning session, the 6 a.m. session. So this morning we did our run, and I'm starting the sprints. I introduced them slowly to regular, and then we did incline sprints, so we can get a lot more lactic acid. But it's an incline, so it's not going as fast, but still fast enough. Like see that second wind? Remember I told you? It's there. I got it up, but we got to continue that. You brought the pressure, I got to continue it. So it's important to have that wavelength and have that program set for that. And then we got to go to boxing gym after. I'm going to give him break 3-4 hours, and then sleep, get some food in you, rest, a lot of water. Fascia system needs hydration. So I got to make sure he keeps drinking. Drink that water.
I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community, you know what I mean? We got a lot of fighters here. One of our friends painted this. He goes to the first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien. He paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, starting training camp here in this gym.
I hear a lot of love there, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So this is like blood. This is more than just boxing.
It kind of puts me into that place of relaxation. So when I come here to the gym, all my thoughts are in line, and I know exactly what I need to work on.
The monster is back, and this time he's facing someone who's never been knocked down. May 2nd in Vegas is about to get absolutely wild.
It's in the ring. I'm very concerned for the opponents, the sparring partners, but at the end of the day, we have to do it,
David Benavidez owns his own gym for a reason. Complete control, no distractions, just pure focus and that terrifying power that's left 30 fighters unconscious. His brother RJ, he feels bad for whoever steps in there with David.
And it makes me happy. This is my passion. Like I said, my family keeps me motivated. My wife, my children, my father, my mother, my brothers, and just the people that support me. The type of fighter I am, I've never been an intimidating type of guy outside the ring. Like if you see me, I'm a nice guy, probably people think I won't hurt a fly. But when I get into the ring, it's a completely different story. And it's been like that since I've been a little kid. Since I was 14 years old, people would always look at me, laughing at me. When I was in the gym, before a sparring session, I was like, we're gonna beat this little fat kid's he's nothing. I'd get in the ring, a monster comes out. It's been like that since I was a little kid. I feel like boxing is like the best representation of life. You gotta fight for what you believe, and you gotta go all in or not at all.
Here's what's crazy though. Zurdo RJ isn't worried at all. 48 wins, 1 loss, and he's calling this fight exciting. Not scary, not dangerous, exciting. That's either supreme confidence or complete delusion.
Love watching you in the gym. You're very inspiring. Seeing you work hard every day. I love it. I'm just doing it for cardio, but I see a warrior like yourself, and I'm like, man, this dude's no joke, man. Keep up the great work. God bless you and your family, man. Knock every...
But get this, Benavidez never planned to stay at light heavyweight permanently. This was always the strategy. Move up, grab 2 belts, then come back down and create the biggest fights possible. The man's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
It calm because I know that I've been working hard for this fight, and I've been working so good. And
Zurdo's physical therapist just called his work ethic unmatched. His power operates on another level. His defense is supposedly elite. So why does he only have 1 title when Benavidez is collecting belts like Pokemon cards?
Almost 5 years ago, my first fight with him, he came to me. He had a partially torn Achilles, and so that was right before his Angulo fight back in Oklahoma City. And we had about 10, 12 weeks to prepare with a partially torn Achilles. And so I did a full assessment. His balance was horrible. His foot intrinsics, so like his feet were all kind of pointing in different directions. The toes were all weird. His balance was horrible. Core, everything. He was very weak, but as I got to know him, I saw that the intangibles that he had was his willpower, his ethics, his work ethics, and everything was just on a whole nother level. But for him to get to that world champion level already
Here's where it gets interesting. They've sparred before. Zurdo knows exactly what's coming, and he's still excited about it. He's predicting a war with knockdowns and non-stop action. Either he's seen something in those sparring sessions, or he's walking into a buzzsaw.
here to make a huge fight for this May 2nd, and I want to say don't miss the fight. And Benavidez, his team, he helped me a lot for my first fight, world title fight. And I know him, we know each other, but I think it will be exciting.
The blueprint exists, though. Dmitry Bivol found it. That's Zurdo's only loss, and everyone's studying that tape. The question is whether Benavidez's pressure and power can replicate what Bivol did with technique and timing.
We'll see the WBA, WBO Cruiserweight World Champion Zurdo Ramirez against El Monstruo David Benavidez, moving up to the Cruiserweight division. A fight that's been brewing for years. They've known each other for
But here's the kicker. This might be the first time Benavidez isn't the naturally bigger man. His whole style depends on overwhelming smaller fighters with size and aggression. What happens when that advantage disappears?
And we know each other, and we know that it'll be a really good fight.
How surprised were you that this fight got made? Like, did it catch you by surprise?
No, because he wanted, I wanted, my team wanted, we were working on it to make it happen, and I'm happy and glad to happen right now.
When did you guys start working on it? Because to me and other fans, it came as a surprise. Like, we weren't expecting it.
Yeah, before he get the fight, I think we was working on it in this fight. And then it happened, and then he just said that it happened during his fight.
Yeah, he last fought against Yard, I believe, in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So did discussions start like in October to make the fight happen?
Yeah. It was like pretty quick.
Jai Optea is watching this fight like a hawk because he wants the winner next. Smart move. Whoever survives this war is going to be battle-tested and possibly damaged. Perfect timing for a fresh challenger to swoop in.
You remember most of sparring against David?
It was pretty good, but honestly, as a fighter, I don't remember. Like, I remember that I did many times sparring, but not like being in the ring, like how he moved and everything. No.
Do you think he's evolved? He's gotten better from what you remember?
Yeah, he got a lot better.
Yeah. In what areas do you feel?
Because he throw more punches. He's constantly like pushing to the guys, and I mean I just can say, like, don't miss the fight, be a great fight.
So you're expecting like toe-to-toe, like...
Yeah, I expecting a war.
The analyst breakdown reveals everything. Benavidez is a come-forward counterpuncher who traps opponents on the ropes. Zurdo performs better as a backfoot boxer who controls distance. Complete style clash. Something's gotta give.
My plan wasn't just to abandon the light heavyweight division. My plan was come up, grab 2 titles, come back down, and make this fight with me and Bilal even bigger. That's exactly what I want to do. You know, that my dream is to become a unified champion. So I'm already there. You know, my foot is already there, basically at the finish line. So it's smart for me to come back down and, you know, obviously a lot of people are worried about the weight, this and that, but like I tell everybody, don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm just trying to give you guys the best fights possible, the best fights out there. And then after that fight, when I capture the titles, I'm going and I'm fighting Benavidez. So I'm just trying to give the biggest and best fights happen to the fans. And, you know, I mean, for me and my legacy, this is really what I feel like I have to do. Nobody tells me I have to come back down. Nobody else tells me I have to go fight Zurdo Ramirez. Nobody tells me I have to fight better.
So here's my question for you. Drop it in the comments. Is this the fight where Benavidez' pressure finally meets someone who can handle it? Or does Zurdo become knockout victim number 31? If this breakdown got you hyped for May 2nd, smash that like button and subscribe because this division is about to explode. I'll see you in the next one.
Versus Zurdo, they're going for the unification fight. Who do you have in that fight, and would you like to fight the winner?
Honestly, man, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? May the best man win, and when they do, let's get it on. You know, I don't want no excuses. You know, I want the better fighter to win. I want it to be a good fight. You know, I want them to show, I want it to be promoted and be a fucking big fight, because when we fight, it's better for me. You know what I mean? All I'm chasing is undisputed and legacy. You know what I mean? Everything else just comes with it. But I've always...
The monster is back, and this time he's facing someone who's never been knocked down. May 2nd in Vegas is about to get absolutely wild.
And that tells on his record. He's 48-1 with 30 KOs, and that one defeat came at the hands of Dimitri Bivol, a fight that we will be taking a close look at in this breakdown. Because when there's a blueprint to beating someone, you'd be stupid to ignore it. Now, as for David Benavidez, this is an interesting guy. I mean, I would say that this might be the most entertaining guy in world boxing right now. For me, he is the definition of a come-forward counter-puncher. He's always trying to get on the front foot, get his opponent on the ropes, do a little feint, some kind of defensive maneuver, whether it's a slip or a block with the high guard, and then get to work relentlessly to the head, to the body, with bent arm shots. I think that this guy is absolutely fantastic to watch. He truly lives up to the name the Mexican Monster, but he's not just a come-forward brawler. He's got a lot of skill and technique. He has very decent footwork. His jab is a very...
David Benavidez owns his own gym for a reason. Complete control. No distractions, just pure focus and that terrifying power that's left 30 fighters unconscious. His brother Jose, he feels bad for whoever steps in there with David.
In this fight, it's one of the first times we're going to see him dramatically outsized in a contest. But I think the thing that is most outstanding about him, that is the most elite attribute that he has, for me, is his defensive variety. Whether it's the high guard, whether it's a bit of head movement, or he moves his feet. I think that David Benavidez has just about everything to be that come-forward, pressure, counter-puncher that he is today. So what is this matchup between these two guys? How do I think this is going to look? What are the key routes to victory for either man? What do I think that style will look like, generally speaking? You guys know that I like to study hard, and I like to also get to the crux of what a fight is all about. And that's what I'm going to try to position here for you, what I think this all comes down to, because there's a lot of small details we can analyze, but this, if you want to just understand it on a high level, this is what it's all about. Now, for me, Zurdo Ramirez, he's someone who is often mischaracterized in the media as a fighter. You see, I think because he's Mexican and because earlier on in his career, you know, he was the much bigger man most of the time.
Here's what's crazy though. Zurdo Ramirez isn't worried at all. 48 wins, 1 loss, and he's calling this fight exciting. Not scary, not dangerous, exciting. That's either supreme confidence or complete delusion. But get this, Benavidez never planned to stay at light heavyweight permanently. This was always the strategy. Move up, grab 2 belts, then come back down and create the biggest fights possible. The man's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And Zurdo's physical therapist just called his work ethic unmatched. His power operates on another level. His defense is supposedly elite. So why does he only have 1 title when Benavidez is collecting belts like Pokemon cards? Here's where it gets interesting. They've sparred before. Zurdo knows exactly what's coming and he's still excited about it. He's predicting a war with knockdowns and non-stop action. Either he's seen something in those sparring sessions or he's walking into a buzzsaw. The blueprint exists though. Dimitri Bivol found it. That's Zurdo's only loss, and everyone's studying that tape. The question is whether Benavidez' pressure and power can replicate what Bivol did with technique and timing. But here's the kicker. This might be the first time Benavidez isn't the naturally bigger man. His whole style depends on overwhelming smaller fighters with size and aggression. What happens when that advantage disappears? Jai Optea is watching this fight like a hawk because he wants the winner next. Smart move. Whoever survives this war is going to be battle-tested and possibly damaged. Perfect timing for a fresh challenger to swoop in. The analyst breakdown reveals everything. Benavidez is a come-forward counterpuncher who traps opponents on the ropes. Zurdo performs better as a back-foot boxer who controls distance. Complete style clash. Something's gotta give. So here's my question for you. Drop it in the comments. Is this the fight where Benavidez' pressure finally meets someone who can handle it, or does Zurdo become knockout victim number 31? If this breakdown got you hyped for May 2nd, smash that like button and subscribe because this division is about to explode. I'll see you in the next one. But wait, there's something nobody's talking about. Zurdo's been working with a new trainer for 8 months specifically for this fight. They've been drilling scenarios where he's backed against the ropes because they know that's where Benavidez wants him. That level of preparation tells you everything about how seriously he's taking this threat. The betting odds are absolutely insane right now. Benavidez opened as a massive favorite, but the money's been pouring in on Zurdo all week. Smart money or casual fans getting caught up in the hype? The odds makers are scrambling to adjust because something doesn't add up. And here's what's really wild. Benavidez hasn't gone past 8 rounds in his last 6 fights. Not because he can't, but because he doesn't need to. Meanwhile, Zurdo's last 3 wins all went the full 12 rounds. His conditioning is elite level while Benavidez relies on early violence. What if this turns into a marathon instead of a sprint? The Mexican fanbase is going absolutely mental for this fight. Vegas hotels are sold out and ticket prices are through the roof. This isn't just a title fight anymore, it's become a cultural event. The pressure on both fighters is reaching levels we rarely see outside of super fights.